Hi, welcome to my channel, and this is episode 334 of our Gravetour of the Famous series. In this episode, we return to Libingan ng mga Bayani in Taguig City in search of notable individuals like our heroes, famous celebrities, musicians, politicians, athletes, and businessmen interred in this part of Metro Manila. Come, join us to remember, celebrate the life, and visit the final resting place of a Filipino diplomat, a soldier, journalist, and author who co-founded United Nations in 1945 and have served as President of UN General Assembly after World War II, and perhaps one of the most decorated Filipinos in history. Located in this section of the cemetery is where the final resting place of former President of UN General Assembly, Carlos P. Romulo. Carlos Peña Romulo was born in Camiling, Tarlac on the 14th January 1898. He was a diplomat, soldier, journalist, and author who was one of the 51 founding fathers of United Nations and have served as its president of UN General Assembly after World War II. Romulo graduated elementary at Camiling Central Elementary School and secondary education at Manila High School, now Manuel Rojas High School. He completed college education at UP in 1918 and postgraduate studies at Columbia University in US in 1921. In 1923, Romulo was already an English professor at UP and also served then Senate President Manuel L. Quezon as his secretary. At the start of World War II, Romulo was already ranked major and served as an aide to General Douglas MacArthur. He was one of the last men evacuated from the Philippines, as he elaborated in his book titled Last Man Off Bataan, as published in January 1969. He served then President Manuel L. Quezon's government in exile in U.S. as member of his war cabinet as well as Secretary of Information. Romulo was one of personalities in the historic Leyte Gulf landing of Allied forces led by General MacArthur on the 20th October 1944.
2 years and 6 months after he was forced to flee from the Philippines, MacArthur makes good his promise to return. Leyte Island, midway between Luzon and Mindanao, is the target. MacArthur smashed at the middle and split the enemy's forces. The commander-in-chief goes ashore with Sergio Osmeña, president of the Philippines. This is a great day for all. It's a day of hope for all the islanders who were forced into Japan's greater East Asia prosperity sphere only to find themselves enslaved.
Romulo served 8 Philippine presidents from Manuel L. Quezon in 1941 to Ferdinand Marcos in 1984 as War Cabinet Secretary and Information under President Quezon from 1941 to 1944. Secretary of Public Instruction and Information under President Osmeña from 1944 to 1945. President of UN General Assembly from 1949 to 1950. Philippine Ambassador to US under Presidents Quirino, Magsaysay, and Garcia.
You will realize that having had in Asia, as we had, British imperialism, Dutch imperialism, and French imperialism, the Americans had a benevolent type, which really aroused in us a spirit of self-help that made us realize that we had the potential, that having that potential we could develop and cultivate it. And that, I think, is one of the greatest services that America rendered there. Make a subject people realize that they're not going to be subjects all the time. If they had the potential, that potential can be developed, and that they can be masters of their own destiny. That's what happened in the Philippines. America did not try to snuff out whatever potential we had, tried to encourage it and cultivate.
Minister of Foreign Affairs under Presidents Quirino, Garcia, and Marcos. As UP President under Presidents Macapagal and Marcos from 1962 to 1968. Secretary of Education under President Marcos from 1965 to 1967. Romulo was also an elected member of Interim Batasang Pambansa representing Region 4A from 1978 to 1983. In May of 1953, Romulo left his post as Philippine Ambassador to US for a Liberal Party nomination as its party presidential candidate but lost at the party convention to incumbent President Elpidio Quirino. Quirino earlier agreed to a secret ballot voting at the convention. However, during the party convention, Quirino demanded an open roll call voting, leaving the delegates no choice but to openly support Quirino as the party's standard bearer. Romulo left Liberal Party and joined Nacionalista as its national campaign manager for Ramon Magsaysay, who later won the 1953 presidential race. Romulo served under Marcos administration for 20 years. However, he resigned from Marcos' cabinet in January 1984, few months after the assassination of former Senator Ninoy Aquino, citing poor health condition. Romulo has been awarded the Order of National Artist in Literature on the 10th June 1982 by then-President Ferdinand Marcos. He was also the recipient of many other awards and honors in both national and foreign, as well as distinguished military medals. Romulo died on the 15th December 1985 because of a circulatory collapse. After an intestinal surgery, he was 86. In the next episodes, we will post the video of the continuation of our visit of Manila North Cemetery and here at Libingan ng mga Bayani in Taguig. Later in this channel, we will also post more Gravetour videos including Loyola Memorial Park and Manila Memorial Park in Parañaque. Thanks for watching. Please do subscribe if you like my channel. See you in our next Gravetour of the famous episodes.